Okay, today we are going to replace the front axle and the sway arm bushings on a 2001 Ford Expedition. This Ford Expedition was doing good. It's four-wheel drive. We were out mud riding in this vehicle, and now the front axle, the boot was ripped, mud got in the CV joint, and we've ruined our CV joint and axle. So we're going to replace them today. O'Reilly's had the axle in stock, new, for $67, and the sway arm linkage for $8 a side. So first of all, get your truck up on jack stands. You're going to want to pull both front tires, and you're going to want to take the sway arm linkage off, which is this assembly here. And it holds this sway arm on right here. You're going to want to take it off both sides. So get that done and grab a 35mm axle nut remover, and we'll meet you on the other side. Once you get that done, hit play. As you can see, this is the bushing. So what you're going to do, which we've already loosen this, and once this comes off, you're going to have this come off with it. You're going to have one of these come off with it. Same thing on the bottom. And you're going to want to tap this out. It wiggles out the bottom down here. Wiggle it on out. Your spacer and everything will come out. Okay, with the drive shaft or the axle removed, you've got this right here. You're going to put this right here on your hub after you take your lock and your castle off the top. Put this on right here, and we found that it's best to use like a 1200 PSI impact gun to take it off. So, Alan, go ahead and take that off. Might have to hold the brake. We'll see. Brace it with a pry bar so that it don't turn. Once you get that done, go in here and loosen and remove these bolts. Okay, now when you take these bolts out, you'll notice that it's a 12mm. There's 6 of them in there, back there. They're pretty hard to get out. We use the impact gun that you'll see later on, taking the axle nut off. Okay, this is our old axle. As you can see, it completely separated. All the ball bearings fell out. Here's our new axle. So now we're going to repeat the process. We're going to bolt this in and put this into our hub. We have taken our axle nut off and the other part out. So repeat the process and put it in, and let's see how it looks. So now we've got our new axle in. It took some shimmying. We come through this way. We wiggled this knuckle in, and we've put our axle nut on, and our castle nut, and our clip, our pin. Those bolts back there we tightened to 60 pounds. This one up here we tightened to 220. Now we're going to begin the sway linkage, and when we do, we're going to give a little instruction on how to put that back on. Alright, this is how your new sway linkage comes. And what you're going to do is, between these two joints is going to be this down here, and between these two joints here is going to be this hole right here. And it's going to take some maneuvering and pulling and prying, or jacking up on the bottom of this hub here for this control arm to come up to line these up. But it's self-explanatory. We'll show you what it looks like when it goes in. Alright, now he's inserting the new rod through the bottom, and also one rubber bushing and one metal bushing.
Bushing always goes to the metal side, by the way. And then your spacer. Now you're going to want to do another bushing, and remember, bushing to the metal. And
alright, here what we done. We had a little bit of problem. This was pretty tight. We come on this side and we pry it up here. He positioned this under there, and now he's going to go on the bottom down here and tap up, and that's going to be bringing this up through the top. Once that's up, put its final bushing on.
Bushing to the metal. Bushing to the metal every time.
And it's not going to be much space when you get that run through. But then you put the nut on and you start torquing it to 16 foot-pounds of pressure, which I've noticed that 16 sometimes looks too much. You want to squish these bushings out pretty good. I'll show you what they look like squished out when we get this one tightened up. But once you tighten that one up, do the same procedure for your other side, and you've installed sway arm bushing. As he's tightening this, you can see it's starting to marshmallow these out. As he's tightening, keep going because you want a little more of a marshmallow on them. Alright, now that's with our new linkage in place. As you can see, Alan's used the jack here to jack the spindle up to get this alignment here and to get it started, and had to pry down on this sway arm bar.